So all of these sources have been telling black women over the years that they should date outside their race. Black men haven't said anything. We haven't written any articles saying why we should marry white women because we have no need to, because other races of women will always be attracted to black men. So, black women, remove yourself, the black women who hate black men, excuse me, remove yourself from these conversations and talking about what black men aren't doing and why black men ain't marrying you. You have a multitude of races that you can attempt to marry. But again, as I stated, that decision is not up to you. And like I said, man, I could literally read off passages from this book. The black women explaining their experiences, they say they're not all good when they try and date white men because there's borderline racism and they're fetishized because they think black women are more promiscuous. That's what that's what they said. It's not coming from me. This is coming from the black women who actually did the survey.
Black women also find themselves on the receiving end of assumptions about oversexualization. Deborah, 26, noted that the messages she got from white men almost always foregrounded race. Like, oh, do you like white guys? Or like people calling me by, like, a food name, so chocolate, caramel, all this other stuff. It's just like, I'm actually a human. I'm not food. But they always feel like they have to approach black women in that way. They don't treat you like a woman. They treat you like a black woman. And I love being a black woman, but don't treat me like I'm some alien version of what you're used to. Given that black women get very little interest from white men, experiences like Deborah's suggest that even that paltry interest may be driven by prurient interests. White men we interviewed confirmed the notion that black women were both highly sexual and unsuitable for lasting relationships. White men we interviewed confirmed the notion that black women were both highly sexual and unsuitable for lasting relationships. White men we interviewed confirmed the notion that black women were both highly sexual and unsuitable for lasting relationships. One said he had certainly heard the stereotype that black women are really promiscuous and they want a lot of sex. CASHAPP, 29, described a white man saying as much to her directly. I remember this time with one guy. He was a white guy and he literally said, "Oh yeah, no, I don't want to date you for a long time. I just want to have a sex goddess. I'm really into white girls," because he wanted to have sex, that's it. He just kept it simple and rough. These interactions harken back to the Jezebel, or the controlling ass of the sexually aggressive black woman that served as a powerful rationale for the exclusion of black women from the bounds of respectable femininity during slavery and Jim Crow, and shamefully, into the present. Black women subject to this treatment moderate their online dating behaviors. For example, Alicia, a 30-year-old Jamaican American, said she had always been open to dating white men but tended to avoid them on dating sites. Alicia, certain white guys I talk to online, they're like, I never had sex with a black girl. Imagine having sex with you. I said to them, is that all you want? They respond, I don't know, maybe. I'm just like, okay, this is uncomfortable. One guy said, I don't think we'll date, but I just want to have sex with you cause I never had sex with a black woman. I felt so uncomfortable, and I was just so annoyed. It made me very upset. I was just like, what the heck? That's why I don't date a lot of them online, because I get a lot of that too. Interviewer, how did it make you feel when he said that? Alicia, I just feel like, okay, that's all you see me as. Just someone to have sex with. You don't see anything else. For you to say, oh no, I can't. I won't date a black woman, but I just want to have sex. I just felt like I was just gonna be used and that's it. It just made me feel degraded and less than. I just didn't like it. And I think that's the main reason why I don't talk to a lot of them online too, even though I do like white guys. The more things change, the more they stay the same. The abolition of slavery, the end of Jim Crow, the triumph of loving over Virginia, the great promise of the internet centuries later, to some white men, black women are treated not as potential partners but as sex objects by daters who use online dating applications where digital sexual racism pervades. The Dating Divide, Race and Desire in the Era of Online Romance, pages 126-127, 2021.
Shout out the Medium Man on this one, man. He is very insightful and very informative when it comes to his content, man, and I appreciate him so much. What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Rome back with another video. If you're new to the platform, welcome to the tribe. By the end of this video, I hope you subscribe. Now, before I jump into this, I just want to make this clear because there seems to be this perception that black men care about this the same way black women care about black men dating outside their race. I got a question. Outside of Dr. Umar, who these black women want to agree with all the time, who else do y'all see that's a black man that's shaming black women for dating outside of their race? Don't worry, I'll wait. Exactly. All right. So with that in mind, I'm gonna go ahead and jump into these next clips and show you a clip at the end of what I came across the other day. All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it.
So everyone is sitting up here encouraging us to date outside of our race, and to open up our options, but nobody is talking about the fact that that shit is mentally and emotionally draining. I just got out of a 2-month relationship with a white man, and the way that shit took a turn, from love bombing to straight up manipulation and confirmation bias of like black woman stereotypes, bro. Like, that shit is so damaging to mental health. To constantly try to be seen and understood, feeling like I have to code switch, no. And to be antagonized in the end is just insane. We really can't win, bro.
Well, if you do want to win, you might want to start with taking the word bro out of your vocabulary because that comes off very masculine, especially when you're dealing with a man outside of the black community. Because, I mean, that's a little bit more accepted in the black community, especially if you're dealing with like a Pookie and Ray Ray. Like, even those guys don't really like it when you calling them bro. But sounds very similar to the stories that Medium Man played in the first clip. And it really doesn't surprise me, man. I'm like, but wait till y'all see this next clip because it gets worse. Check this out.
So Natalia says, I don't even dare date black men. Never have, never will. White and Hispanic only. Okay, girl. Well, while you're here, is this you?
I trusted him, although there were a lot of red flags. So many that I can't even count them. He was super lovey-dovey and kind and nice, the whole, yeah. And I was very trusting and too nice.
So you've already confirmed that you have poor decision making when it comes to men. So no matter what race you date, honey, it's not a flex. But then you had the nerve to say that black women who choose to still date black men can keep those Pookies and Ray Rays. But let's see what type of man you chose in this instance.
This is the first picture of him.
Wait a minute, what the hell?
His tattoo on his neck and tattoos on his arm. Another angle. This is his dating profile on Hinge. Ladies, if you see him, please just don't mess with him.
Now, I'm not for sure if you're aware of this or not, but there's Pookies and Ray Rays in every community. Case in point. Ladies, if you pick bad, you're going to pick bad everywhere. It don't matter the community because it's you, not them. Or you could just be like Natalia and get robbed for $10,000. That's not so bad, right? Peace.
Now, that woman is 100% correct. No matter what race you're gonna go to, there's always gonna be some form or a Pookie or a Ray Ray. And out of all white guys, that's what you dealt with. See, the reason why she dealt with that kind of white guy is because those are typically the white guys that mess with black women. Outside of Travis Kelce type, so to speak. But that's extremely rare. And I find it funny because typically when black women shame black men for dealing with a white woman in particular, notice how they always so quick to say the only type of white girls y'all get are the overweight ones, which we all know that's just a bunch of BS. Especially if you're dealing with white women overseas, which I've shown that myself on my channel. But at the end of the day, I just want to say this. Black women, at the end of the day, black men really don't care. And I think one of the reasons why we don't really care is because, just like Medium Man said, we don't have these same issues dating outside our race like y'all do, because black men worldwide are considered the second most desirable race out of all races. Now some people will argue that we're number one, but realistically, I mean, I think it's been studies and whatnot done that the number one desired race is white men, primarily due to financial reasons, which is that's just pretty much common sense. Now, if you want to just talk purely sexual desire, then I'm not going to give you any pushback if you think black men are number one on that front, okay? You're not going to get any pushback from me on that one, all right? But overall, white men are number one, black men are number two. So, because we don't have those same problems, when we see y'all doing it, it's kind of like, oh, okay, cool, good for you. If you happy, you happy. Like, we don't have that same hatred that y'all have for us when we date outside our race, which is another reason why I find it so funny that y'all give black men in particular such a hard time about passport bros, especially considering that men of other races are doing the exact same thing, and black women are giving black men more pushback than any other race when it comes to that movement. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this, man. If you're new to the platform, please subscribe. OGs, I appreciate the love and support. Make sure y'all hitting that bell notification. That way y'all know when I'm uploading. Hit the like button because it helps with the algorithm. It helps me reach a broader audience. Also, look out for the travel vlog channel, Unplugged Traveler, as well as the merch and a link to my latest mixtape. All links are in the description. Until the next video, y'all, deuces.